One of the oldest rivalries in the state of West Virginia renewed tonight here in Morgantown for the first time in over a decade. Morgantown and Fairmont Senior first met on the gridiron in 1906, all the way back over 100 years ago, and they'll play for the 93rd time in history tonight. Good Friday to you all, and a welcome inside the Friday Night Sports Zone. I'm Daniel Woods, but you can see that right there. We've got a whole lot of highlights for you this evening, so let's get right to it. It's a very special night for a couple of current Trinity players as well. Levi Tietz and Kyle Knight this year are set to become the first two players in Trinity football history to earn 4 letters on the football team after it was resurrected back in 2020. The West Virginia State track meet is through its first day here at Laidley Field in Charleston, and after an exciting afternoon turned to evening, it proved to be an impressive start to the weekend for North Central West Virginia. The American Legion baseball season officially came to an end for area teams earlier this week, and Morgantown Post 2 was the last team standing. While the season may be over, the impact that the Post 2 program has on its players goes far beyond just the summer. Yes, Don, Bob Huggins released a statement earlier tonight in which he claims that he neither wrote nor reviewed the statement of his resignation that was published on June 17th, and that the university, quote, did not handle the situation appropriately, unquote. This comes in the aftermath of Huggins' June 16th arrest for DUI in Pittsburgh, with the resignation statement being released by the university the following day. In a release through his attorney, David Campbell, Huggins states, quote, I did not draft or review WVU's statement. This false statement was sent under my name, but no signature is included, unquote. He further claims that he never submitted a voluntary resignation pursuant to his employment agreement with the university, and that when he informed WVU of his intention to enter rehabilitation following the arrest, he was not provided opportunity to discuss the incident, saying, quote, WVU was not willing to speak with me about the Pittsburgh event, nor to provide me time to obtain counsel to review my employment agreement, unquote. Huggins says in the statement that he voluntarily checked into a rehabilitation center following the arrest and intends to remain there until he is cleared to return to active coaching duties. In correspondence with Huggins' attorney on Monday, WVU General Counsel Stephanie Taylor referred to his positions on the issue as, quote, meritless and, quote, frivolous. You can read the full statement from Bob Huggins and WVU's response to his claims at WBOY.com. Name, image, and likeness legislation has changed college sports as we know it. While it has many critics across the country, some athletes are using their new platforms to make a difference. And one of those athletes is from right here in North Central West Virginia. Marley Washenitz garnered quite the following during her 4 years on the basketball court at Fairmont Senior, and that only grew during her freshman season at Pitt. Now she's using that platform to make a difference. Washenitz is partnering with Champs Raise, a crowdfunding group based in Charleston, to raise money for Henry Box, a 1-year-old boy in Tennessee with cystic fibrosis. With more than 75,000 followers across Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, she's making sure that her audience knows about Henry and what they can do to help.
We're almost 50% way for our donations, which is insane to think of. You know, when I first started, I was like, you know, as long as we can get to 10 and then 20. And so the way that we're already almost to 50 is amazing to me. And the Pitt community, I can't thank enough. They've been amazing. And even like people back home have been amazing in the support. You know, there's multiple people who have donated hundreds to thousands of dollars for this donation. And I couldn't be more thankful and happy.
Washenitz is keenly aware of the reach that she has. With name, image, and likeness opening doors never available to college athletes before, she wants to have an impact that goes beyond the court.
Having the platform I have and being aware of the following that I have, I've definitely wanted to just kind of use it for the better, because social media is a crazy thing, and there's, like I said, there's bads and goods with everything in the world, but there's social media. I definitely want to use it for the better and, you know, kind of get it out there for anyone and everyone to help everyone.
Along with understanding just how big her platform is, Washenitz knows what it means to make it as a West Virginian. That's why her status as a role model for kids that she's inspired is so important to her.
Anytime someone reaches out to me, like a little girl's dad, whoever it is on any type of social media, I always try to respond. I'm not very active on Facebook, so my apologies if I don't respond to you on Facebook, but yeah, no, I always try to reach out, you know, if there's questions. I try to help anyone, you know, from West Virginia, because I've always said this since day one, like, just athletes in general just don't get enough recognition in West Virginia.
You can find out more about Henry Box, Marley Washenitz, and Champs Rays, and what you can do to help out at our website, WBOY.com. The Appalachia Regional Pro Combine wrapped up on Saturday, providing opportunities for overlooked college basketball talent to showcase their skills with eyes toward a professional career. Among the participants was a local product whose journey to this point has been anything but boring. Life has changed a lot for David Shriver over the last 5 years. The ability to shoot the basketball has taken him far, starting out as a skinny kid at Philip Barber and becoming a Division II standout at Alderson Broaddus, before finishing with 2 years of Division I hoops at Hartford and VCU that set up a potential professional career.
Being able to do the things that I've done, starting out at AB and finishing at a great career at a very good mid-major school with VCU, and experiencing the things that I experienced this past year, and then be able to come here, experience it with these guys, and see where they came from and the stuff they've been through. This whole experience has just been a blessing.
Quickly becoming a fan favorite during his final season in Richmond, Shriver found himself on a stage he'd never seen before, and he made sure to soak up every moment of it.
It's hard to put into words what it was like, especially starting out at AB. You're talking maybe 100, 200 people a game, and then going there, you got a sold-out crowd of 8,000 people, and just to be able to play in front of an atmosphere like that, and having people there and back home support me the way they did is an experience that I'll never forget.
The path to this point has been far from smooth, but Shriver continues to find his way, and in his mind, it all comes down to work ethic.
It's a tough journey. The time and effort putting into it, there's a lot of hours, countless hours, days you don't want to do it, and then, days are tougher than others, but the days that are the toughest, the days that I thrive the most, it's the days that I got me the best.
Whether he realized it or not, Shriver became a role model for kids from small-town West Virginia over the last 5 years, and he's living proof that trusting the process can pay off.
As you continue to progress and continue to get better and reach the goals that you achieve, your journey, it stays, but it starts to become easier because you start to see your progress, you start to see the success that you've gained throughout your process. So just, what I can put into is just stick with your journey and trust and believe in yourself, and it worked out for me.
After 5 years of college basketball, David Shriver's next step isn't completely clear right now, but as his journey so far has shown, you never quite know what the next door that opens is going to lead to. Sometimes it takes little more than a team and a dream to bring a community to life, with no greater example in the state of West Virginia than Elkins boys basketball in the 2022-23 season. The Tigers qualified for the state tournament for the first time since the year 2000, but they weren't done making history yet, with a quarterfinal win over Ripley, representing the program's first win in the state tournament in 73 years. Putting aside a season-ending loss to eventual state champion Fairmont Senior, Tigers coach Amrit Rayfield sees a group of young men that put in all the work that was necessary to reach their goals.
It hurts because they gave so much effort, so much energy, so much time to Elkins High School basketball and to the program. That I'm just proud of them for that.
Looking past the success on the court, the undeniable fact about this Elkins team is that it brought a new kind of energy to a community that desperately desired it, and then threw its entire support behind its boys.
Everybody came out, everybody was supporting us, we had parade before we left, brought everybody back, just started playing great basketball, and I think, like Coach was saying, and, kids are looking up at us, and now they want to go play some basketball. They want to work hard and do what we did in high school, so hopefully it keeps carrying on down the road for them.
The upset wins and the raucous crowds may be what draws the headlines when people talk about this team, but the driving force behind the success is what is often at the heart of any great team. A group of young men with a shared love and a shared goal that became much more like brothers in arms than just simple teammates.
It means a lot having a group of guys that, I've grown up with, and we've been together since elementary school playing basketball, and we've just stuck together the whole way. And it really, it hurts now, but it feels good that we made it this far with the group of guys we did.
The 2022-23 Elkins boys basketball team may be done playing, and its 9 seniors may have donned the black and orange for the final time, but their impact can never be doubted. And now, there's no reason to count out the next generation of Tigers either.
The American Legion baseball season rolls on around West Virginia, and with the Area 2 tournament coming up in just a few weeks, games against local opponents are becoming more and more important. Frank Loria Memorial Field, the site of tonight's action. Fairmont Post 17 paying a visit to Clarksburg Post 13. Runners on the corners in the first, and that's a balk. Aiden Eddy scores to make it 1-0 Clarksburg. Later in the inning, Seth Gain making sure the job gets done. That fly ball deep enough to score. Tanner Cook tagging up from third, and the home team takes a 2-0 lead after 1. Chase George holding Fairmont at bay tonight snaps off that breaking ball for a called strike 3 in the third, and he got some more help in the bottom half of that inning. Gain at the dish again, and he must be a Creed fan because he was all about my sacrifice tonight. Another fly ball brings in the game's third run. It's 4-0 after 3 when George drops that arm slot down like Chad Bradford in Moneyball. Jonah Hill told me a guy like that should cost about $3 million. And then Post 13 breaking it open in the fourth. Cooper Floyd splits the gap in left, and that rattles around long enough for a run to score, and then he's bringing those long strides into third with a triple. An error gets another run across before Gain hits this one high into foul territory. Gunnar Riley back on it from his shortstop position, makes the diving catch, but Eddy with a 1,000-point IQ play. He tags up from third and scores. That makes it 7-0 Clarksburg, and Post 13 wins it 10-4. And in minor league baseball, J.P. Massey spent the summer of 2021 pitching at Monongalia County Ballpark for the West Virginia Black Bears, and next month he'll take the mound at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. The right-handed pitcher has been named one of 2 representatives of the Pittsburgh Pirates organization for this year's All-Star Futures game. After 1 season with the Black Bears, Massey returned to the University of Minnesota for his senior season before becoming a 7th-round pick of the Pirates organization in 2022. He made his professional debut at the start of this season and has already earned a promotion to Class A Advanced Greensboro, posting a .298 ERA and 61 strikeouts in 54 1/3 innings of work. He'll be joined in Seattle during the All-Star break by catcher Endy Rodriguez, who's considered by some to be the top prospect in Pittsburgh's system. And speaking of the Pirates, Pittsburgh returns to PNC Park tomorrow to open a 4-game series against the San Diego Padres. The Bucs sit 7 games under .500 after dropping 3 of 4 on the road in Miami this weekend, with the offense mustering just 8 runs over the entirety of that series. That makes 12 losses in the last 13 games for Derek Shelton's team, which will send veteran Rich Hill to the mound tomorrow night against Yu Darvish. Mitch Keller and Luis Ortiz will follow in the final 2 games of the series, each coming off of strong performances in Miami. Keller bouncing back with 7 innings of 1-run ball, and Ortiz turning in perhaps the best performance of his young major league career, allowing just 1 run over 8 innings in the lone win of the road trip. And a little closer to home, the Black Bears are off tonight as well, but they open a 3-game home series tomorrow against the State College Spikes. After taking 2 out of 3 games from Frederick over the weekend, the Bears moved into a tie for 2nd place in the league at 12-9 overall. Stay right there. We'll be back with a final check on your forecast right after this.